Sorry about that, guys. I lost the other half of my video, so this is in two parts, but to solve this formula, this quadratic formula here, I'm coming over here. I did 16 plus 84, which got me to 100. And then I just did, the square root of 100 is 10, so my two options are 4 plus 10 divided by negative 2 and 4 minus 10 divided by negative 2. And so my two answers are negative 7 and 3. Okay, so hopefully you got enough information there. Why don't you try it yourself and see what you can do with B, and then check back in here and we'll go over it. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is start to tie this back to this lovely equation. Remember, this is the real world use of that standard formula that has to do with velocity, with initial height. And so we have a frog. We want to write a function. The function shown represents the height of a frog x seconds after it jumps off a rock. How many seconds is the frog in the air before it lands on the ground? So I want to know how much time has passed until we get x is 0 right here, right? Our x-intercept. So they give us the formula. We're going to find the values of a, b, and c. Then we're going to plug it into the quadratic formula and solve. And so the difference here, finding approximate solutions, is similar to your warm-up the other week, where we're going to compare these two answers and see which one makes sense. So the frog can't land negative 6/100ths of a second because that's not how time works. So that is not a possible solution for our frog. We would say that it's about 6/10 or 7/10 of a second is when the frog is going to land. Okay, but again, we're doing our 3 steps. We rewrote and made sure it was in standard form and found a, b, and c. Then we substituted it into our quadratic formula and then solved using order of operations. Okay, so here's the height of another frog. Can you find the answer of how many seconds this frog is in the air before he lands? All right. Okay, so this next part has to do with the discriminant. So this highlighted word is going to be a vocabulary word, so please write down what a discriminant is. But basically, similar to when we looked at linear equations and we could identify if it was one, none, or infinite solutions, I can look at and do a small part of the quadratic formula and figure out how many solutions the quadratic equation has without solving. So basically this part that's in orange, b squared minus 4ac, is our discriminant. A discriminant indicates the number of real solutions of the equation. Okay, the solutions of a quadratic equation are also called its roots because we're doing square roots. Roots are the input values for which the related function is 0. So those are your x values. But the main word we need to know is your discriminant, and we need to memorize that our radicand under our radical symbol is our discriminant, b squared minus 4ac, and we can use that to identify how many solutions. So these are our options. If our discriminant is greater than 0, there are 2 real solutions. If our discriminant is equal to 0, there's only 1 real solution. If our discriminant is less than 0, there are no real solutions. And these little images I'm going to show you will explain why. So basically, if I solve a problem and my discriminant is 4, which is greater than 0, you're going to get a parabola that crosses the x-axis. So you're going to get 2 intersection points. Okay. If I solve and I get 0, then that means that it's only going to touch once because its vertex is going to be on the x-intercept. So if your discriminant is equal to 0, you get 1 real solution. And then down here, if my discriminant is equal to it's interesting. Whoopsies. If my discriminant, it's not erasing. Sorry, guys. If my discriminant is is less than 0, then my parabola is not going to touch the x-intercept. There will be no x-intercepts, which means that there is no real solutions, no real roots. So let's use this information above and solve here without solving the full equation, okay? So I'm going to be using my discriminant b squared minus 4ac, okay? And I'm going to take that. So b is negative 10, so negative 10 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, and c, which is 25, okay? Negative 10 squared is 100. 4 times 1 times 25 is 100. 100 take away 100 is 0, so that means there are one real solution because of here. Shoop. So now you try it on your own, okay? Take this equation and use the discriminant to find the number of roots or solutions of each equation. And that's it, guys. That is the quadratic formula. And I'm going to sing our song one more time to send us off. I apologize again for the 2 video format. I just had a computer error and I couldn't recover my old video, but I didn't want to re-record. So you get 2 smaller chunks. So once again, negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.